All right. Very good morning. Good morning to everybody. Hope our week has been interesting. Yes. Welcome to Money Market Review. My name is Akondiola Komi Joshua, and I'm going to be our pilot for today's morning market review. All right, so a very good morning to us. I'm going to try and acknowledge everybody I'm able to see on the list now. Yeah, okay. So I can see Mr. Ademola. Yeah, I can see Ademola. I can see Akpo Favor. I can see Anthony Kayode. I can see Anyu Felix Olugbenga. I can see, okay. I can see that some people are joining, so it's a little bit names are being added, but no problem. I'll try my best. I can see Bariyira Yerebe. Okay. I can see Bobo Geman. I can see Chinedu. I can see D. I can see Daniel Egenti. I can see Fajobi Kende. I can see James. Okay. I can see James Ote Bayo. I can see Juliet Davis. I can see Kalu. I can see Lipede Taiwo Johnson. I can see Ojelabi Sunday. I can see Oluwafemi Abati. I can see Osho Samuel Ola Dinro. I can see Oyeshidi Semeu. I can see Oyeshino Oyekomi. I can see Philip Amas. I can see Sintero Dave. I can see Yemzi Tech. Okay. So if I didn't mention your name, it means maybe you're just joining. So, and that doesn't mean I don't acknowledge you. So for those that are just joining, I'm saying a very, very good morning to every one of you. And for those that are online that have mentioned their name, very good morning to you. So please and please, just for me to know that you can hear me loud and clear, kindly go to the chat section and drop a message there by responding. You understand? Just say hello or good morning. Yes, just drop a chat for me to know that yes, you can hear me clearly, so I'll know that you're not having any issues, or the network from my own end is okay. Okay, so fine. I'm able to see a message. I can see Adeyemi Ola Leka is saying good morning, sir. Thank you very much. It means you can hear me loud and clear from your own side, but I don't want it to just be only you. Yeah, so I would love to have like 2 or 3 more response there if I'm able to get it. Yeah, Juliet Davies is saying good morning, sir. Thank you very much. I acknowledge you too. Okay, so it means, from what I'm saying, it means and it shows that yes, you can hear me loud and clear from your end. So if you're unable to hear me clearly from your own end, it means your location or your location's network is currently having maybe a glitch. So I'll just advise maybe change your location, switch off your device, on it again, then on your data and the likes. Fine, you should be able to connect and hear me loud and clear. Thank you very much. So yes, for today's morning market review, we're going to look at how the market has actually moved in weeks now for some time. Yes, it's been so interesting. Then we're also going to be looking at how the market has been moving technically, and we'll also look at fundamentally what has happened. We'll look at the fundamental news we have for today. You understand? After we've done that, then we'll look at how what we're envisaging the market to do. Are we envisaging that it's going to buy, or it's going to sell, or the market is going to just be like that? We'll begin to look at it, looking at how the market will move. And today is also the end of a particular week, and yes, the market closes to retail traders like me and you. So we'll begin to emphasize on when to kind of put it on a pause. And for those that are position traders, also look at it like, if this market is able to go for a long time, how be able to manage your risks. You understand? Manage your account, and yeah, hopefully we'll do well. All right. So first thing first, I'm going to be sharing my screen now, so we'll be able to see what exactly happened, or what is happening today and what happened yesterday in terms of fundamentals. All right. So I'm with us. Okay. I'm sharing my screen now with us. Okay. So good and fine. I want to believe that everybody is able to see my screen from their own end. Yes. So yesterday we had news coming out by 9 a.m. on the euro. That's the German info business climate, and it came out positive for euros. You understand? Then by 1:30 we had the unemployment claim. We came out in neutral, because the forecast was saying that 222,000 people were claiming not to be unemployed, you understand? And that was exactly the real number that came out on the actual, you understand? Then for the core durable goods order month to month came out negative, while the durable goods order month to month came out good. Okay, so for such a news that came out by 1:30, it wasn't a good news because it came out in three different colors, black, red, and green. And in such situation, best thing to do is to stay off the market because you can't buy and sell at the same time. You can't buy and sell at the same time. So best thing to do is just to hold on, leave the market completely as of that moment. You understand? Then by 3 p.m., we also had the existing home sales, which came out negative. You understand? After which we had instrument like NZD and AUD who were on holiday all day, bank on holiday all day. So yes, that market, you discover that yeah, it really might not have moved with so much volatility because they're on holiday, but yes, it will still move. But let's look at what is going to happen today. The set of news we're expecting for today. So today, news came out on JPY. That's the Tokyo Core CPI year to year, and it came out positive for them for 3.4%. Then by 7 a.m., we had the news coming out on GBP for the retail sales month to month, and it also came out positive. And today, we were made to understand that on euros in Italy, yes, specifically, we have some countries that spend euros, you understand, in terms of currency. That's where we have the likes of Italy, France, and the likes, you understand. So, but for today, Italian bank on holiday. So the Italian bank, they're on holiday all day. Then we're expecting a speech from the Ernst and B, you understand? That's Switzerland's chairman. That's more or less like their CBN governor. In person of Schlegel speaks. You understand? He will be the one speaking. And by 9 a.m., we should expect a reaction because the information that will be released or that is coming from him is from his top position, you understand, because he holds a strong position in their economy. And Switzerland is known in terms of bank finance, you understand. So if he's going to speak, yes, we should expect a reaction. But you see, best way of trading speeches is you allow the market move, give it its direction, then you follow. You can't wait for and see what is going to. So you just have to wait and see what it's going to do first. Like, let it show you its direction first before you follow. You can't just go into the market that, okay, I'm expecting the speed that it's going to give is going to be positive. You can't measure the strength of that. So just trade it when you see reactions on it. Then by 1:30, we're going to be having news coming from the Canadian dollar. That's the core retail sales month to month and the retail sales month to month. You understand? And we'll be waiting for the actual. It could come out as green, or red. But depending on whatever it comes with on the actual, you understand? That's what we're going to trade with. And just like, let me just help us out in terms of how to trade news. We have the pre-news order in the exact time, you understand, trade at the exact time, and the post-news order. Pre-news order, that's when you take your stop orders, you understand, just to wait for it and pick it, or the exact time, which is by 1:30, you see, just look at the reaction of the market. Once it's 1:30, if it's going up, you buy. If it's coming down, you sell. Then buy, or the post-news order, that is, you allow the reaction to take place, and after that there should be a reaction. But you want to do that, you wait for the market to move like 10 to 20 pips in a particular direction, then you follow. Then by 3 p.m. we are having the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Right. So that will be all for today in terms of fundamentals, the set of news coming out for today. You understand? Except if we're still going to be having more or other news coming up, and if there's going to be other news coming up, it could be displayed. Just like maybe sometimes you might see that in a day the whole news would have been mentioned, and all of a sudden part of another news will be included. That's when you see stuff like maybe President Trump is going to speak, and a bats reaction to, you understand. But let's just wait. Based on what we're seeing now, this is the information we're getting, that on terms of news, that the last news we'll be receiving today is by 3 p.m. Okay, so let's look at the market and see what has actually happened based on the news that came out on GBP and JPY by 12:30 a.m. for JPY, GBP 7 a.m. So I'll be sharing my screen, so we'll see that. Let's see what the reaction is like. Okay, I'm with us. Now, very good. This is very good. Based on what we're seeing here, so I'm going to show us. Let's look at GBP USD by 7 a.m. because the news came out positive for GBP. So we should expect that on GBP USD, it should buy. Yes, it bought, but if you look at it, there's no serious volatility on GBP USD. So we could look at GBP card and see. Let's see what happens on GBP card. Let's see on 1 hour time frame. Okay, so on GBP card, yes, looking at GBP card now, GBP card, we can see it. This is it. Also moved up to by 7 a.m. It moved up. At first, we had it going down, then move up. Let's look at GBP JPY and see what GBP JPY is also saying. Is it in the same line, same action? Is it moving like that? Like, okay, let me zoom in a little. Okay, so yes, look at it. This now, can you see for GBP JPY, price got to a resistance, you understand? And because of that, price, that's rejection zone is what is making price to go down, you understand? Is what is pushing price down. Now you see, technically, normally when you trade the global market and price gets to a rejection zone for the very first time, once it gets to that zone for the very first time, there's bound to be rejection. And normally one of the things I normally say is this, when it comes to currencies, currencies are actually the most obedient when it comes to all these zones. They respect these zones well. And technically, you want to trade the market technically, you have to be very, very patient. The technical, we say the patient dog eats the fattest bone, you understand? So once you want to trade technically, some of the things you must learn to do is once you do your analysis and you discover that yes, the market has moved in particular way, you expect it to fulfill a requirement. If it does not meet that requirement, don't trade it. Once it hits your requirement, then you can take that move. So this is on GBP USD. So yes, the market actually is not really, really volatile. It means that news was not a strong news. Let's look at GBP AUD. So for AUD, it moved a little, but at first it came down before it reversed back up. Now you look at it, it's also close to a zone. That was what happened. That made it to reverse back. All right. Now for the news on JPY, if you look at, let's see, instrument like USD JPY came out around 12:30 a.m. And yes, 12:30 a.m. It came out positive. Now, around that time, what happened? Let's see. Around 12:30 a.m., you see, came out positive. It's not supposed to go up. It's supposed to sell on USD JPY, but rather it went up. So JPY actually, as of that moment, was weak. But as of this morning, we can see what is happening technically here. Can see that the market is coming down. And why is it coming down? I just feel it's because it's at a rejection zone. All right. So first thing first, let's start to look at the market technically and see what is going to happen. I'll start with my normal instrument first, which is Euro USD. That's my first instrument. I love Euro USD by default. I prefer Euro USD. That's why I always prefer to start with Euro USD. So looking at Euro USD on a monthly time frame, you discover that price has actually been dropping for a while. It's been coming down, coming down, coming down. You understand? But after that, it got to this particular section, price broke it because when it came down, look at the fixed zones that you're seeing here. My horizontal line you're seeing is then this trend line. These are the fixed zones here, you understand? Price got down here, it got rejected, went back to this point, we expected this zone, came back down. Now price has pushed it back up. Now, went above this particular zone first. Now, that it went above it doesn't mean it has broken until it closes above it. It got to this particular zone now, and there's a rejection here. And price has been struggling around this point. You can see price pushing it back. So it could still come back into this zone. You understand? And if it closes below this point, we should expect that price can drop. This is on the monthly time frame, you understand? But let's look at it on 1 hour time frame for our own benefit too. So looking at it on 1 hour time frame now, where price is getting close to this particular zone here. See, okay. So price is coming up, and where price is currently, there could be a little bit of ranging around that point. You understand? Because if you look at it in time past, around that point is a zone. Then around this point too, again, around this point again, okay. Okay, with us. Yes, there's another zone. Can you see? So we're expecting, if price is unable to go above this particular section, we should expect it to come down. But if price is able to break above it, it's coming up to this point, it could have issues here before dropping. But if it's able to break above all these zones successfully, then we should expect that price on Euro USD is coming up to this point. It's coming up to this point. And yes, okay. Before I move on, let's check the currency strength meter. Let's see what is happening as of this morning. What's the strength of currencies this morning? Let's see that coming. Okay, let's go there. Right, currency strength meter. All right, so as of this morning now, we can see that GBP is losing strength. That's why the red arrow is on it. Euros is gaining strength. That's why you're seeing this green arrow on it. So it means in no time, you could see that on the meter, there will be change in percentage of strength. USD and AUD are currently the strongest, followed by CAD, then GBP, and then Euro and GBP on the same strength, NZD. Then we now have CHF and JPY as the weakest as of now. And that is why you discover that on instrument like USD JPY, USD CHF, price is actually selling. It's going down. That's why you'll be seeing that as of this moment. You understand? So I think we've seen the currency strength meter as of now. So we can look at it. We can move further. In fact, on USD CHF, if we go there, based on what we're seeing on currency strength meter, I actually went on I placed a sell trade. Let's look at it. Let's see. Let me share my screen so we'll see. I placed a sell trade this morning. So let's see what is happening. Let's go there. Okay, let me share. I don't know. Wow, good. So this is it on my current on my trade on USD CHF as of this morning. As you can see, I'm on a profit of 38,000 already. It's now around 40, 41 and the like. So okay. So because I'm busy now, let me just close it. I think I'm okay with this for now. I'm okay with this. Yes, I'm okay with this. All right, so let's move on. So, yes, CHF is currently weak, and that is why the market actually sold, and USD we know is strong. You understand? Okay, so let's move on to another instrument on the chart. So on Euro USD, on I was on Euro USD, right? So let's move to another instrument so we can see. So on Euro USD, as far as price is unable to break above this point, then we should expect price to come back down. You understand? There could be a continuation in that movement. But if price is able to break above this part successfully, then we could have it going up fully, fully. In fact, let's do it this way. Let's design it again. So this is a strong point for price. So if price is getting back up, based on the current stops we are seeing now, these are the zones we are seeing as of now, you understand? So if price is getting back up, it could get back to this same point. And if it's unable to get back to this point, then we're expecting price to go back down. So let's hold on and see what is going to happen first. Is price going to break above it or not? If price is able to push above this point successfully, it's coming down to this point. And once it gets down to this point and is unable to break above it, we should expect price to reverse back down. All right, so let's move to the next instrument, which is USD CAD. Look at USD CAD. So I'm with us. USD CAD, it is. All right. In USD CAD now. All right, so this is USD CAD. And as of this morning, we can see that on USD CAD, for a while price dropped. Now price has been trying to push back up. The US dollars have been trying to gain strength, but due to the trade wars and everything, we've been having different opinion, and the strength of the market has actually not moved well on USD CAD. It's been more of a dropping movement. Drop a little, go down, then a little pull up, then it will still pull back down to the still go down to the downside. And now we are seeing that it's more or less like the price is trying to reverse back to the upside. You understand? So looking at what we're seeing now, currently we discover that around this point, this is where we have the current zone now, which has broken. It broke. Formerly, it was around this point. Price came down as low as this point. You understand? Now, when price got to this point, there was a rejection and a had issues around this point to this point. You understand? Until he broke it successfully around this point. Now, breaking successfully around this point, new zones has also been formed now between these 2 points. So, because zones have been formed around these points now, price is beginning to have issues. It's more or less like it gets down, it's just giving us that movement. So if it's giving us this, it could, I will still expect that if he's able to get to this point, I'm still expecting that it should work, go down on USD CAD based on what I'm seeing, based on this kind of pattern that we're seeing, more almost like a W. You understand? I'm expecting that price will still go down. But before that, let's wait and see. You understand? Is he going to get to this top side? If he gets to this top side and he's unable to break it, it comes down. Now, when he's coming down, is it going to break below this side? If he's able to break below it, then we should expect price to sell. If he breaks below the side successfully, it should sell down to this point. But for now, we all know that USD is not strong, except based on what we're seeing on the currency strength meter. And I just feel that is based on sentiment and political push from the US government. That's why the USD is gaining strength. But normally, based on what we are seeing all around, the USD does not have any strength as of now, if we are to follow based on that. Although, yes, we already know that there have been issues where the president of the United States of America has been talking about a little taking let me permits me to use this word, that he's taking a chill pill, that they are going to relax on some of their tariff push. You understand? And if they're able to come to an agreement to relax on some of these things, I feel there could be a change, a turnaround. And once there's a turnaround, there will also be a turnaround on the chart of the market. Okay, so we're done with USD CAD. So the next instrument to be looking at is, let's look at USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY and see what is happening on USD JPY. So yes, just like I said as of this morning, I said JPY is the weakest, CHF is the weakest, and because of that, you can see it that the market is actually coming down. Why? Price got to this resistance, and on getting to this resistance, it was unable to break above it, and that's why price is coming where? Coming down. So if price should come down, if price is able to get back down, because if you look at it, based on all the other times before it got there, now we discovered that around this point, price had issues. So price got rejected and came down. So price is currently respecting that zone. So is price going to break above it? Let's wait and see, because this could be a little pullback to around this particular session here. It could be a little pullback to around this zone. Yes, it could be a little pullback, you understand, to around this zone here. Now, if he pulls back to this zone and is unable to break below this zone, then we could have a reversal back to the upside, breaking above this section. And yeah, you know what it means, buy. You understand? So let's wait and see. Is he going to break below this particular section here? If he's able to break below it, then we could expect the market price to what? To sell. But if it doesn't, then no. So if he's unable to break below this part, we could have price reversing back to the upside for a buy. That's my take on USD JPY. Okay, so let's move to USD CHF. Right, I'm with us. USD CHF. All right, okay. So sorry about that. I know for some of us were unable to hear me clearly because it was due to network, but I'm back now. Okay. So all right. So USD CHF it is, like we all know, Price has also gotten to the resistance around this point, and price is respecting that zone. In fact, you look at it basically around this point, price has had issues when it gets to that point, even a little bit of pushing above that particular section, but price still came back down. So you understand. And around this point, yes, price might have issues around this point. If price is not able to break below this point continuously, then no. Even though it's pushing down, you understand, as of now, if price is able to break below this particular section, we could have price coming down to around this point. Okay, we could have price coming down to around this section here. You understand? Because there's a zone here, but if price is unable to break below this zone successfully, we could have this reversing back up and a continuation on that up movement. You know, for the mere fact that price is getting injected at this zone, it could just be a little pullback to gather momentum. You understand? A little pullback to gather strength to what reverse back to the upside. So we've already seen that price has gotten to this point. There's also a rejection around this point. So yeah, let's wait and see what is happening. Is price going to break above it or break below it? And is price going to reverse back to the upside, or is going to break below this point? We still have more time. There's still around 30 minutes because this is on my 1 hour time frame. We still have like 30 minutes for this candle to form fully, candle zero to form fully. So on this candle zero, is it going to break below this point, or this is how it's going to be till the end of the 1 hour? And if that is that, we could have a reversal or a continuation. But let's wait and see what price we most likely do before we take that big leap or big step in placing the trade. Okay. Thank you very much. So if it breaks below it successfully, we could have price coming down to this point first. You understand? Because there's a zone here. Now, if price is unable to break below this point, we could now have that reversal back to the upside. So that's that on USD CHF. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let's look at GBP USD. Yes, let's look at GBP USD. So this is it on GBP USD. This is on my 1 hour time frame. Price here and here. But let's look at it on the higher time frame. Let's see what exactly is price doing. Now look at it on the higher time frame. This is on my monthly time frame. We'll discover that price has actually been dropping for a while. In fact, let me zoom it down. See, price has been dropping for a while till it got to this particular section. This was where the whole rejection thing started from. You understand? But yes, if you are to look at it based on the shadow, it dropped even till this point. You understand? So it got to this point, then after this point, it started reversing back to the upside. You understand? It reversed back to the upside, pushed to this side, dropped a little, pushed to this side, dropped back, a pullback. So now we can see that a strong zone has been formed around these points. Yes, a strong support zone has been formed around those points. So now price has reversed back to the upside. So this is it. If price is able to break above these 2 points, this is point 1 and point 2. If price is able to break above it successfully, then we could have price coming back to this upside here. Can you see? We could have price coming back to that side. But if it's unable to do that, we could have it coming back down. You understand? Well, this is on my monthly time frame. So let's come down. This is on daily time frame. Let's come down to the hourly time frame and see what is happening. So yes, price has gone down. It's coming down to this point, right? So let's see. Is price got to this point, a little of rejection, pull back to the upside. So price could come down to this point. If it gets down to this point, and a rejection happens, we're expecting it to get back to this point. And if it gets back to this point, it could push back up. So basically, price has actually ranged between these 2 points. So we need to be very, very careful in placing our trades, know when to buy or when to sell. We shouldn't just enter buy or sell because we're seeing a green or a red candle. We should wait for all those points. Just like I normally tell clients, I tell them that, look, it's not just about buying or selling. It's about knowing where your market price is. You understand? Knowing where your market price is. Once you discover the section your market price is, then you can take that hit, but that shoot, or you can shoot your shot at the market. But if you don't know where it is, kindly hold on. You understand? Okay, so that's to on GBP USD. Let's go to commodities now. Let's go to commodities now. Yeah, let's go to commodities now. Look at looking at first thing first. Let's look at gold. And we just look at gold. Okay. Also look at moving on. Also look at all right. Okay, I'm with us. All right. So yes, let's start with gold. Start with gold first. So I'm on gold. So yes, for the very first time, I've been emphasizing all this while that yes, you know, we first started said gold is going to get to 3,000. When it got to 3,000, I still saw the strength in gold, and I said, look, gold is getting to 3,500. That was my take. I said gold is going to get to 3,500 from the whole thing we were saying. And lo and behold, when gold was going to move, it got to 3,500, 3,000. $500 and 1 penny or 1 cent. Let me put it that way. If you look at it, look at my crosshair, you can see what it's showing. 3,501 penny. That was what it got to. Exactly. And I remember I told us that once it gets to that point, we could have another reaction. And yes, it got to that point. Then we have this drop down. It dropped as low as what? It dropped to this point to 3,260.21. And since then, we've been having price doing its due. Price has gone down to that point now, right? Okay, so no problem. So around this point now has formed a zone. It's formed a zone. You understand? In fact, let me give a space a little. So yes, this point has actually formed a zone. Basically, if we are to look at it from my own end, I would say, okay, I'm expecting it to reverse back up. Based on what I'm seeing with the pattern, I'm expecting the price of gold to go up. You understand? But yes, you know, today it's a Friday. So even if you're going to buy, don't stay long, except for those that have good proceed in their account. You know, you have good funds in your account, then you can go for it. But if you don't have that good sum in your account, please leave gold alone. Just trade on gold when you have that money. If you don't have that money, leave it alone. So for gold, I'm expecting the price of gold to still push back to the upside. I'm expecting the price of gold to push back to the upside. But you know, at the same time, too, gold is an economic instrument, so it reacts more to economic issues. Depending on what happens in the economy, that will also determine what will happen on gold. Yes, that will determine what will happen on gold. And yes, maybe we have some fundamentals, so we could have some little push on gold either to the up or downside. But if I'm going to stick with my own opinion, I expect the price of gold to what? To push up. That's my take on gold. Yes, that's my own take on gold. All right. So I'm looking at the next. Okay, I'm coming. I see that some of us will drop some charts for me. Let's see. Okay. Okay, A1 Wisdom, you're saying, what's my take on Euro USD and GBP USD? I've already given my opinion on that. Okay, so we'll have to wait on that to see again. We'll have to wait on that. I've given my opinion on that. I said due to you place a trend line on 4 hours and it was on a support. Yeah, you can just look at, if you are able to do your analysis and you're seeing what price is saying, if price is resting at a particular zone, as far as it has not broken that zone, you have to wait, you understand, until it breaks that zone before you take a trade, you understand? Hold on for it to break a trend. And you said the trend is moving upward. Yes, we were talking about it that yes, the price is more or less like it's trying to go back up. And if it's trying to go back up, hold on for price to break whichever zone it is before you take it. If it does not meet your requirements, then you leave it. Okay, country cousin, you're saying how much is good funds to trade gold? Yes, we'll tell you that if you want to trade on gold, if you don't have money at all in your account, to trade commodity like gold, have at least have up to around 700,000-800,000 naira in your account. And if you're trading it, We won't advise you on what to do. You could just use a 0.01 lot size. Yes, that's what we'll advise you on. We won't tell you to go and use a huge lot and expose yourself to risks. You understand? So 800K is good enough on gold to start. You understand? That's my take on gold. Okay, I think I've answered like 2 or 3 people asking on the same question. All right, so let's look at oil. Let's look at oil. Let's look at oil, please. I think I've responded to some statements on the chat. Let's go on. Let's look at oil. So if you look at oil, you discover that oil too got to a particular high here and it got rejected, came down. Yes, around this point. It got to this point and it came down. That's at 67.61. And after that, it dropped as low as this particular point, you understand, which is 64.35. Well, I, for one, I'm still expecting the price of oil to, even though if you're looking at the trend, it's more or less like the trend here now within this little points from here to here. It's looking as if it wants to go up. Let's see what it's doing on the monthly time frame. So yes, on the monthly time frame, it has gone up and is dropping down. Can you see? So let's hold on and see what is going to happen. Is it going to push down? Yeah, price got to this particular section first. So are we expecting it to come down? I, for one, I'm still expecting the price of oil to drop. Yes, I'm still expecting the price of oil to drop. So let's wait and see. We still have some days in this month. Let's hold on and see what is going to happen. If it's for the monthly time frame, yes, I'm expecting it to drop. So based on what we're saying, I'll still say I'm expecting the price of oil to drop. This is just a minor push up. After that, we should have the price coming down on oil. So let's look out for a best sell setup. Then we'll go for that sell on oil. That's my take on oil. I'm expecting the price of oil to what? To drop. Yes. Okay, so let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Then once we're done with wheat, then we'll go to indices. Okay, let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. All right, so wheat now. So if you look at wheat, wheat got to this particular section. Then by the time it moved, yes, wheat has been doing well. Can you see when it gapped up around this point, did all that and came back down, covered for the gapping and everything, got to this particular section here. You understand? And in fact, to make it interesting, covered a lot. You understand? Moved down, back, it has gone up. I'm still expecting the price of wheat to come down. That's still my take. I'm still expecting the price of wheat to drop. You understand? It's still going to drop because a lot of things are happening. Ukraine is not just the only producer of wheat. We have a lot of them. We have countries like Australia. We have countries like Canada. We also have some, like currently now, yes, although we've been receiving some new updates in Africa, like countries like Burkina Faso are also good producers of wheat, and we've heard that they are also trying to export their wheat now. And yes, with that, it should go down. Even in Nigeria too, we also know about it that was in last year when we had a large farm of wheat that was planted, but yes, due to rainfall, it got destroyed and everything. That's just it. But if they are able to start the farming it again, we should be able to export wheat in large quantity too. You understand? So for that, my own opinion on wheat is what a sell. I'll still expect the price of wheat to drop. That's my take. I'm expecting it to drop. So we could just go for our sell. And yeah, you can see that even gapped up here, and I'm expecting to cover for that. It will sell. Yes, it's going to sell. That's my own take on wheat. That's my take on wheat. All right. So let's move to indices. Let's move to indices. Indices it is. We're going to be looking at see it us stay with us. Okay, 2000, we have US 30 100. Right. Okay, so we're going to start with US 100. You understand? Let's start with US 100 and see what the market is like. Generally, at a point, the US stocks, they've all been dropping strength, and it's just due to the trade war that has been happening. That's why most of them or all of them actually dropped in terms of push, but later it reversed back up. You understand? So if you look at it within yesterday and today, we've had price pushing up on this instrument. We've had price pushing up on this instrument. Look at it. Okay. See, pushed up a little bit. Yesterday pushed up, and today we are having the price ranging between these 2 points now. So what is my take on that? You see, just like we've always explained, a ranging market is a correction zone. It's just within these 2 points. Look at it. This is point one, and this is point two. Okay, so because price is ranging between these 2 points now, we have to wait. Wait in what sense? Wait for it to either break down or break up. You understand? Let it break out of those two zones. Whichever direction it follows, then we follow. We are not meant to place any trade now, because now it's currently sensitive because it's correcting itself and nobody knows what it wants to do. You understand? You can't really say this is how it's going to be because it is what it is ranging until it breaks outside that zone. Then we follow the formation it takes. So for US 100, my take is what? You wait for what? For price to break outside the zones, then we follow. Okay, that's that on US 100. Let's go to US 30. Let's see the formation too. All right, so on US 30, we're also having almost the same thing. Price is still the same way ranging, and yes, we could expect price to push up because based on what we're saying, price has actually pushed up for a while to this particular section where it is. So, and it is ranging too. You understand? Because it is ranging too, I'll say we should what? Wait, hold on for it. Let's hold on for it to give us a clear movement. Now, if you look at it, this is on my monthly time frame, and you discover that price actually got to this high, then dropped down, and when it got to this point, price is trying to reverse back up. So is price going to reverse back up to that point? We don't know, but let's wait and see. If price is able to do that, then fine. So currently on this 1 hour, our advice, we hold on, let it give us a clear zone before we take that move. You understand? Let's go to 500. Well, generally, because they are all US stocks, we should be expecting almost the same move. You understand? The same move, even though they are not of the same category. Some of them, like US 100, is more of text. You understand? Some of them, more of housing, videos, and likes like that. Different stuffs are included in it. Some has to do with a little bit of agriculture and the likes. You understand? So, but looking at this whole deal, still moving in the same line. You understand? Still moving in the same line. So I'll just say we hold on this. Let's look at US 2000. Let's look at US 2000. US 2000 is still giving us that same vibes to ranging this morning. Basically, where it is what it is ranging. So on the US stocks, generally, let's hold on. Let's wait for price to give us a definite direction before we take that move. Let's wait for price to give us that definite direction before we take that move. That's that on the US stocks indices. Okay, so let's look at it. Mr. Victor Edo Ojo, you're saying you want us to look at DE40. Okay, so we'll look at DE40. Say DE40 gapped up on April 22 without covering the gap. Yes, it could gap up without covering the gap. Yes, that could happen sometimes. You understand? That could happen sometimes. And that the gapped up, it could be the right move, you understand? And it'd be like, no, let's continue because we are on the right path. Let's see. Where's DE40? Just it could gap up and not cover it now. Funny enough, it could gap up and not cover it now. It could decide to cover it after a long time. Yes. So if I get you correctly, this is it. This was when it gapped up. Yes, this was when it gapped up. And since then it moved and this has gone up. Yes. It might not cover it now, it might cover it later, much more later than you not even know. Understand? It's not necessary that it must be immediate. Understand? It's not necessary that it must be what immediate. It could take its time, but it will surely cover. You understand? It surely covered for it. Now look at this. Look at when it gapped down here. You understand? And it still went down, gap down a little. It covered for this particular gap. Look at it now. It's just coming back to cover for this. Since then, it's just coming back to try and cover for this. So you can see. And if you look at it, this was around when? Let me put it so we see it. This was around 3rd of April. You see? 3rd of April. So it doesn't really mean it will take its time to cover it. Yes. So that it didn't cover it now doesn't mean it's not going to cover it later. And if you're looking at D40 for now, you can also see it's also ranging at this point. This is a high point for it. It's also ranging. So let's hold on that particular instrument. Let's not rush it. You understand? Let's give us a definite direction before we will take a push on it. All right. So we still have some time to go. We still have like around 10 minutes to go on this money market review. So I'll be giving us opportunity now for those that want to ask question. I can see Mr. Innocent. You're raising up your hand. Yes, Mr. Innocent. So please kindly drop your question on the chat box for me. If you have it, just drop it, type it down for me. I'll read it, then I'll respond to your question. You understand? Kindly drop the question for me so I read it and I respond to your question. Okay. You want us to look at any other instrument, then I can help you. Just drop it so we help ourselves to look at it and we comment on it. Yeah, we'll talk on that. Okay. So Olufowo, come, Bamishe, you're saying we should look at GBP JPY. All right. GBP JPY. Yeah, so on GBP JPY, because we can see as of now on the 1 hour time frame, price has been pushing up, got to this particular zone here, rejection zone here, and price dropped. You understand? Yes, price dropped. So what is our take generally? Basically, if we look at it, I'll be expecting a push up on GBP JPY. I'll still be expecting the price to buy. You understand? But if I'm going to expect it to buy, I'll have to wait for it to break above this zone first successfully. If it doesn't break above it, then we could have price going down. So let's wait for price to break above that particular section successfully. Then we can go for that buy. Let's wait for it to break above it successfully. Then we can go for that buy. If it doesn't break above it successfully, then no. As you can see, this is even on my monthly time frame, basically based on where it is. There could be some little issues. So let's hold on for it and see. It could have a continuation in that move. Okay. So look at where it is now. Let's hold on for it and see what price will most likely do. You understand? Let's see what price will most likely do on this chart. Let's hold on and see on this 1 hour time frame. On 1 hour time frame, you discover that yes, price is having a resistance here, but on the monthly time frame, look at what it's showing us here. Look at the drill we're seeing here. It's showing us that price actually got to a little zone here because it broke it as of the moment when price came down. This point was the resistance, broke it here. Now it came down and it's having issues around that point. Just like I said, I'm still expecting price to buy basically from what we're seeing here. But it might not buy if it closes below it successfully. But on 1 hour time frame, we can see that where price is currently here. Now it's more just like a zone for it, a resistance zone for it. So let's hold on and see if price is able to reverse back and break above it successfully. I'm expecting it to push up. My take is push up. You understand? I'm still expecting price to buy on GBP JPY. Okay. Okay, I'm with you, Mr. Yusuf. Hello.
Good morning, Mr. Ola. Please, I dropped a message. You've not responded to me.
Who am I speaking with, please?
You're speaking with Carbonate Justice.
Is that the name you used on your chat?
On the chat, what is there is JK on the chat. Yes, sir.
JK. I'm not seeing any JK on the chat. I'm not seeing any JK on the chat. So please kindly go there and drop it again. Let me see it, please. We try drop it again because the ones I'm seeing, I'm responding to it. All right. So Mr. Yusuf,
sorry, sir.
I can see that. Please, whatever I want to do, drop it on the chat for me.
Sir, please, I dropped a message, but you've not replied my message.
What's the message, please?
On the chat.
Please drop.
I think you should please help me to resume Euro JPY.
I didn't see Euro JPY there. Please drop it on the chart. You're not dropping it on the chat, and I'm not seeing it, but I'm seeing others own. When you drop it on the chat, I see it, I will respond. It's what I see that I respond to. What I don't see, I don't respond to it.
Is it on Zoom or YouTube? Which of the chat are you responding to?
On Zoom. On Zoom.
Because I'm also dropping messages. I guess you're not seeing, so probably there's a problem on chat.
It's not, there's no problem on the chat, please. Kindly drop it on Zoom. Thank you.
I said.
All right, so Mr. Yusuf, you said, hello, please don't cut me short again. Drop it on the chat. Thank you. So, Mr. Yusuf, I can see your question here. Yes, I'm with you. I can see your question. You said, if you get credit, you credit your deposit, you fund your account. You now say, why is it removed when you make profit and withdrawal? Now, this is it. Mr. Yusuf, kindly note this. Once you fund your account, yes, a bonus is given to you to aid you in trading. Now, as far as you're making profit and you don't withdraw your money, the money is still going to be there. But there are terms and conditions to you having that money still being there. Once you trade and the system discovers that you're losing up to 50% of your capital, automatically the bonus is removed. Yes, the bonus is removed. And even when you place a withdrawal, the bonus is also going to be removed too. You understand? Depending on your percentage. Now, there are just terms and conditions for this thing, because the bonus will not be left there, because if you lose your account and you also lose the bonus and you're asked to pay for that bonus, you will not pay for it. You understand? So the best thing that is being done is, once you lose 50% of your capital, the bonus is taken off. All right? Okay. So Mr. Ekpemsky, how do we know when it breaks successfully? Now, Mr. Ekpemsky, I believe you know this. When price breaks a zone successfully, it's going to close above that particular section. It's going to close above that particular section. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's see. Let's go on this. Okay, look at this particular chart, GBP JPY that I'm on. Can you see? Around this point, there was a zone, but price pushed up and broke above it. Now, it has closed above that section. Because it has closed above this section now, this section is no longer what it used to be. That's when we say resistance can become support, support can become resistance. Formerly, before it got to this particular section here, it was resistance. But now, this particular section has become what? Support, because price has broken that zone. That's what we mean when we say price. We should wait for price to break that particular section. Okay? Okay, I can see Felix A saying, kindly recap gold, please. All right. All right, we'll see to that. Then country cousin, you say, can you see mine? Can you see country cousin? That's the first message I'm seeing from you. Okay, you say, how much is good funds to trade gold? And I responded to this. When you asked me this, I said, if to trade on gold, at least if you don't have any money in your deposit account, have at least 800,000 naira. And that was when I was even saying, if you're going to trade on gold, you should not expose your account, overexpose your account. I was even advising that on your lot size, you could just use 0.01. So you see that I responded to that question. I still remember. So if you're recording this particular money market review, if you go back in time, you see that I made statements on that. Okay. Angel, maybe he's dropping the chart for rally. Okay. Dauda Hassan, you're saying kindly check on Euro USD. Okay. You're saying they should send their messages. Okay. All right. So fine. You want me to see your messages? Victor Edojo is saying he's giving you a solution. I say that you should send your messages to Akande Option directly, not Rally Trade. Okay. So if you're seeing my name there, you can send it to that part. I'll see it. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to do a recap on Euro USD and on gold because we just have 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more. I'm going to do a recap on that. You understand? I believe once you send your chat to me and I see it, I will respond to it. So for the ones I've seen, I've responded to it. So the last recap I'm going to be doing is on Euro USD and on gold. Yes. So Euro USD then. Let's look at Euro USD first. Then I go to gold. So on Euro USD, this is it. I'm expecting price to push up on Euro USD. But basically, it's just been ranging between these 2 points. And for now, I won't tell you to go for a buy because of where price is currently. Price is not breaking it. There's a zone around this point. And as far as price has not broken that little zone we're saying here, I'm not expecting a buy. But as in the next 1 minute or some seconds, it could break it. And even if price pushes up, it's coming to this side. Once it gets to this side, as far as price is unable to break above this particular section, that is closing above this section successfully, I won't advise you to go for any buy. You understand? If price should close within this point, just like you have seen around all these other zones, I will expect it to drop down. You understand? The same way, if price gets to this point and does not break below this particular section, I also expect it to do what? To push back to the upside. You understand? So these are some certain things we should look at. You understand? As far as price does not break above this point, now you could have price coming back down because price will struggle around this point. All right. So that's that on Euro USD. If you look at it based on what we're saying on monthly time frame, can you see where it is? Price has gotten to this point, and unless it's able to break above it successfully, close above these 2 zones, it might not go. You understand? So based on what we're saying, 1 hour time frame, it might not go up. And as you're saying, price is currently struggling here because this is a zone. If it's unable to push up around this point, then we could have price coming back down to this point. That's that. This is on 1 hour time frame. Let's look at gold now. After that, we'll call it a day. Gold. Okay? So I'm on gold. Now, basically, on gold, I said I'm still expecting the price to push up. This particular section here, I'm expecting it to push up. The only thing is this. Yes, we could have price coming back down to this point, but as far as price is unable to close below this particular section, successfully, I'm still expecting the price to push up. But on gold, basically, I, for one, my opinion is a buy. I'm expecting the price of gold to push up. I'm expecting a strong buy on gold. That's my take on gold. Okay, it has gone to 3,005. And yes, even with this whole deal, I'm still expecting the price of gold to even break above that 3,005. Funny enough, we could expect it to get to 4,000. Depending on even what is happening on the trade war and everything. But if they're able to settle this whole trade war between all these strong economies, we could have price stabilizing on gold. But if that does not happen, it could push up to as high as $4,000 per ounce on gold. Yes. But on my own opinion, I'll still go for buy on gold. Okay. So I'm going to be calling it a day with us. And I wish each and every one of us a happy weekend ahead. And please kindly note that today is a Friday. The market closes by 10. It closes by 10. So, you do not have a good or huge proceeds in your account. Do not overexpose your account or leave your trade till the following week. Because if you do that and it gaps against you, you might have some issues, you understand? But for those that have the good proceeds and they believe that, yes, the account can carry whatever the market wants to do, yes. And as far as they do not overexpose their accounts, they can push for that. So that's that for the day. Thank you very much. See you same time next week. Bye for now.